Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening for our talk about 5 ways to have a healthier fall routine, and with some tips and tools that can help you to just thrive in wellness this fall, because let's face it, it's a busy time. Everything's starting, all of our routines have changed, and it's back to school for some people and back to full-time work for lots of others. And there's just a lot of things that change in the fall. So with the change of the season, we need to be revamping and having a look at our wellness plan as well to make sure that our needs are being met. So I'm Judy Holt. I'll be your host for this evening. I'm a holistic health coach, and I partner with Shaklee, a health and wellness company, over 30 years ago, because I was really excited and passionate about how to help people in a bigger way. So I've thrived and loved these products for many, many years. And tonight we're just going to give you some wellness tips, as well as some solutions for some things that you may be looking for. So I'm going to start with showing a short little video that I really, really love this video. And the reason why I love it is because it gives a really in-depth look as to, why do we supplement? And, what is the actual purpose of that? And I'm just going to ask everybody to mute themselves, just so we don't have any background noise. Hi, Colleen. Thank you for joining us. Okay, and we'll get started with this. Now, I had it lined up, but I just have to back up a little bit here to get it to start.
Consider this paradox. We live in an age of medical breakthroughs. Advanced treatments, therapies, drugs, and technologies improve the science of medicine every year. However, the prevalence of...
Can everybody hear this?
Yes, we can, Judy.
Heart disease is up nearly 10%
Oops, sorry.
since 1999. The prevalence of cancer is up nearly 20% since 1999. And diabetes, up 35% since 1999, is a gateway to other diseases. Unless we reverse this trend, experts predict that for the first time in history, 1 in 3 children born today may live shorter lives than their parents. So why aren't we healthier? It's largely because we're overfed and undernourished. Take a few seconds to think about it. We often choose convenience over our health. Fast food sales have increased 2,000% since 1981. Eating fast food more than twice a week is associated with an increased risk for diabetes. Even so-called healthy foods are full of artificial ingredients and fat. Only 2% of us get our daily recommended servings of fruits and vegetables. And studies show that produce is not as nutritious as it used to be. Poor nutritional habits are becoming a national epidemic. But you are in control. Countless studies show that nutritional supplementation can positively affect your health. With proper nutrition and a healthy lifestyle, 80% of all heart disease in women is preventable. 60% of all cancer-related deaths could be prevented. 90% of all type 2 diabetes is preventable. Proper nutrition and supplementation are critical. Give your body the nutrients it needs. Invest in your health today. For more information, contact the person who sent you this video.
Yeah, so I love that video because it's just a bit of a wake-up call, isn't it? And I think it really gets the message across about just the importance of supplementing and how our food supply is quite depleted and our lifestyles are not what they used to be. So we have more reason to have supplementation and eat healthier and to grow our own food as much as we can. There's lots of ways that we can lead a healthier lifestyle. So Jessica, I want to introduce to you, and Jessica's a great friend, and she's going to share with us what she does for meal planning that can offer you some tips and tools in your busy schedules. Go ahead, Jessica.
Thank you, Judy. Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to share one of my favorite tips that has been a game changer actually for our family in terms of simplifying and helping us all stay healthy. And that has been adopting the habit of meal planning. I know in the beginning, I felt like meal planning was going to make things more complicated and take more time and be more work, but it has turned out to be one of the simplest and most effective ways we have found to improve our health and actually to improve a lot of things. So before I came on tonight, I was sitting with my husband and I asked him, what do you think are the best benefits we've gained since starting meal planning? And I think we've been doing it for 5 years, consistently for 5 years. And we were going to come up with our top 5 list, but it turns out we couldn't stop there and we came up with about top 10. So I just wanted to share those because I think they just illustrate some of the benefits you can gain out of coming up with a plan for the week or even for the month. We do it weekly. So in our family on Sunday, we'll sit down and we'll come out with our dinner plans and then our shopping list. And then my husband, God bless him, usually does the shopping on Sundays. And then we're set up for the week. And there are a lot of different ways that we have found that incredibly beneficial. The first thing is that it saves us time in so many different ways. I remember before we started meal planning that I would come home at 5, frazzled, 3 kids to feed. And I'd spin my wheels in the kitchen for 10 or 15 minutes trying to decide what to make. And then I'd have to spin my wheels for 5 more minutes, making sure I had the ingredients. And sometimes then I'd have to scrap the plan and start all over. And I wasted a lot of time trying to figure out what we were going to eat. It also meant sometimes doing multiple cooking things multiple times a week, where now that we've started meal planning, we sometimes are able to batch things, and it saves us tons of time. For example, if we know that we're going to have 2 meals in the week that are going to have rice, we can do it just once and we can save it. And so we have saved a ton of time by having things planned out. It also has reduced my stress level because that spinning in the kitchen for 15 minutes was not pleasant for me. It was very stressful trying to, when your brain is tired at the end of the day, trying to come up with a healthy meal for your kids can be exhausting and stressful. So it absolutely has reduced our stress. It absolutely has saved us a ton of money, and it saves money in a lot of ways. First of all, we waste way less because we've kind of got a plan for the week and we know what we're getting, and so we don't have to buy too much, and we don't end up buying things, putting them in the fridge and forgetting about them because we know when we're using them. It also means that there's less waste because when you have a plan, you do a better job of sticking to it. So it saves us money that way. And being able to batch your food can also save money too. So lots of money savings from it. Less waste. That was one of the other things that was important. And it's improved our nutrition. I think one of the things that I noticed was when I was rushed and frazzled without a plan, we wouldn't eat as healthy as when it was planned a few nights ahead of time. And I was able to balance those meals so much better. It's so much easier to make sure you've got a veggie on the plate if you've planned that ahead of time and you know what veggie you're going to have with your meal. So it's been, not only has it made it easier for us to make sure our meals are balanced, but it's also made it easier for us to bring diversity into the meal. It's a lot easier to plan to try a new recipe if you plan that on Sunday and you know you're doing the new recipe on Thursday. So meal planning has allowed us to try new things and bring them into our list of favorites that the kids or that we love. Some other things that I think are really interesting is that statistically, we are more likely to meet our health goals if we meal plan. That was something that I did some research on. And I think that makes a lot of sense because if we're planning at the beginning of the week, we're much more likely to stick to that plan than if we're scrambling every day to try and come up with something to eat at the end of the day. We're much more likely in those moments to go towards comfort food or to go towards fast food. And that's one of the other things that we notice that's been huge is we eat out way less since starting our meal planning adventure, which is another way that we save money as well, right? It actually costs 5 times more to order a dish than it usually costs to prepare that dish at home. So it's a huge money saving. Even if you have your favorite dishes, if you can plan them in, it will cost you a lot less to make them at home. Some other benefits that our family have found, it's easier for us to divvy up the responsibilities in a way that's manageable. If we know the meal plan, we're able to decide, I have 3 young kids, so we have drop-offs and sports and events, and it's a lot easier for us to strategically figure out who's going to do which meal, and plan the shorter meals for the busier nights or the shorter prep meals for the busier nights. And so things just run so much more smoothly for our family since we've adopted this practice. Lots of gains. My favorite really is probably the nutritional benefits because I know that I'm feeding myself and I'm feeding my kids more balanced, healthier meals, and that the food quality is just better. So yeah, so those are, I don't know if I got all 10, but there were sure a lot of benefits when we sat down and tried to map them out together. And it's been a real game changer in our family and really has simplified things, because once you get into the routine of it, it is so much easier than scrambling in the evening to come up with a plan. So I hope that's helpful.
That's great, Jessica. Thank you for sharing. Love it, love it. Some things that I really got from that was the saving money, big one, reducing stress, because we all know we come home and we're like, you know, even my kids are all growing up, and if I come home and don't know what I'm making for dinner, I get stressed about it. I couldn't even imagine adding 3 kids to the picture. How much more stressful that be, because everybody's hangry and they want to eat right away, and there's just a lot of things there. And the saving money, huge, right? Making a dish at home saves 5 times the amount of money. That's huge. And the variety, right? You're way more likely to have variety and eat healthier if you know in advance what you're making and you have all the ingredients. So otherwise it's running out to the store for last minute things. And we all know what that means. You never get one thing, you get 5 or 6, right? So thank you, Jessica. That was great information. So next I'm going to invite Liz to share with us, and Liz is going to share with us what she does for her healthy breakfast to give us some ideas on that. Welcome,
Yeah,
Liz.
hi everyone. My name is Liz. I've been with Shakti now since probably December of last year. So one of the amazing products that they have is, it's called a Life Shake here. That's it's got 20 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, 24 minerals and vitamins in it. An amazing product to start your day off with. What I usually do is have it with some berries, banana, just water, can throw in some raw nuts in there as well for added protein. And it's keeps you full for about 4 hours and keeps you going. So that's an amazing way to start the morning. And then on top of that, I've got my Vitalizer strip, which is the vitamins. Comes in a very convenient little strip like this. That's full of a variety of different vitamins. I don't know if you can see that little chart there. So I love that because it's very well-rounded. And especially as noted earlier, our foods are really lacking in a lot of the nutrition that we need, and adding this supplement to our daily routine it's just been incredibly just beneficial. It's got also probiotic in it that you get every day as well, and you can customize your Vitalizer strip according to your needs as well. And so that's the way I start my day. So it's pretty, get a good start.
Awesome. And Liz, what's your favorite recipe for a smoothie? Do you have one?
Oh, usually berries, either strawberries or raspberries, banana. Like I said, a few nuts, throw in some raw cashews and water.
Okay, perfect. I like
So
how you
good.
use water, less calories, right? Not really a reason to use milk or
Nope.
milk option. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's great to have the best, healthiest breakfast on the planet. And that's what I feel it is. I notice a difference when I don't have a shake for breakfast. I'm dragging with 2 hours later. It's like, oh, I feel like I need something to eat, even though I'm full. It's just like I don't feel satisfied. So the extra protein in there does really help us to satisfy our hunger, but also to keep us feeling full for a long period of time. So great. So I'm going to talk just really a short little bit on self-care practice. So we've already talked about how to meal plan. We talked about a healthy breakfast, but what about fitting in our self-care time for our fitness and our mindfulness practice? Eating healthy is a big piece of all of our lifestyle choices, but how do we fit in those other things that we know we need to do every day and that we feel better when we do them? So one thing that I've done years ago when my kids were younger, I started this, and I thought, if I want to get into meditating, because I just knew it was something I wanted to get started with, I needed to get up a half an hour earlier than my household, or at least 15 minutes. So I started with getting up 15 minutes early every day and doing just a little guided meditation. And I noticed such a huge impact in how I felt throughout the day that I started getting up a half an hour earlier after a couple of weeks, so I could do more, and I could do some stretching and before the family got up. And because I knew that if I didn't do it, then it wasn't going to happen, because they got up, we had breakfast, everybody was off out the door in different directions, and the day happens, and good intentions come home from work, and yes, I'm going to do my workout, but it just didn't happen. So I really learned fast that it needs to happen in the morning, and that would be my self-care time, and that if I don't manage my schedule, it will manage for me. Everyone else will take away my time, my family, work, all these other things. So it's like, I need to manage it myself in the way that I want it to be. So I blocked off that time. And that was probably about 15 years ago. So I've been pretty religious and strict with my morning self-care practice ever since. And how I fit it in is, yes, getting up a bit earlier, but just making it a top priority. And I think if we plan for it and we put it in our calendar, we'll do it. I've added a piece now over the last few years, a gratitude piece. So writing in a gratitude journal just takes like 10 minutes in the morning, and just being crystal clear about what my intention is for the day, what my goals are, reading some motivational things. Some people, they love to do their devotionals, whether it's reading the Bible or, whatever it is, something that motivates you and resonates with you. So a little bit of personal growth, a little bit of fitness and stretching, a little bit of mindfulness. And I really like to do those three, and they can easily be done in an hour, really even less than that. So I call it the 20-20-20 rule. So 20 minutes of personal growth of some sort, whether it's reading, journaling, 20 minutes of fitness, and 20 minutes of mindfulness. So in an hour, you can easily do those things, and it may not even mean getting up an hour earlier, because if you're just having a smoothie for breakfast, that's probably a lot faster than making a whole bunch of other things. And as Jessica said, when you get on it with your meal planning, you feel more organized. You're not having to think about, oh, what am I going to make for dinner tonight in the morning before you run out the door? Like, all of those things take time. So if we're really organized the night before, we have everything ready to go. If we have to go out in the morning, we can fit that hour in for our self-care. So I really encourage you to take that time for you, because if you don't take it, someone else will take your time and fill it all up during the day. So yes, I'm sure that we all know the benefits of feeling our best healthy self, because we're not really any good for anyone else if we're not healthy within first. So that mindfulness piece and the personal growth aspect and the gratitude are just such a very big part of wellness, and how we feel about ourselves and the energy we put out around us in our day, and what we attract back to us. Plus, it's a great role model for our kids. I have a little granddaughter who's 3, and she comes over, and I'm doing my workout. She loves to do yoga with me. We make a smoothie together. Like, she grasped how to have a healthy lifestyle, and she asks for it now. Nana, are we going to do our yoga workout? Where's my smoothie? Can we make a smoothie? So, we set the example for our families, and, we are often as the mom or the caregiver of the home, and I call it the domestic engineer of the household. And people look up to us, right? So, we want to be that example. So the next thing I want to do is just share a couple of short little slides with you. And the reason why is I wanted to show you, we talked a little bit about some of the Shaklee products. And I think it's really important that we get into a little bit about what they can actually do for you. So Liz shared a little bit on what she uses for her healthy breakfast. And, I thought this slide was interesting about what are the end results. Intoxication. Well, intoxicated with what? Our bodies are filled often with a lot of inflammation, and it comes from many, many, many things. I would say stress is probably our biggest contributor to most health conditions. And often that's reflected in insomnia. It's reflected in irritability, depression. It's probably the leading cause of most diseases are stress related. And overweight, poor energy, indigestion, all of these things are really attributed to inflammation, and most of that's caused by high stress lifestyles. So what are some things that we can do? I personally love supplementing my diet and knowing that I'm getting the daily health insurance. And of course, doing healthy lifestyle practices and meal planning, and all of those things are super important in our daily self-care, but we just can't get the nutrients from our food anymore like we used to, as the beginning of the video, as it shared with us. So I love Shaklee products because they're the most clinically proven wellness company in the world, and I really trust that. And the fact that it was started in 1915 by Dr. Shaklee, who actually invented the first multivitamin in the US. So he was a real pioneer in the nutritional supplement industry. And that's a lot of longevity. And Shaklee has been around since 1966. So that's a long time to be in business, or I shouldn't say 1966, 1958, 66 years. Dr. Shaklee passed away years ago, but the company has really continued on with a great leader, Roger Barnett, at our helm. And we have a lot of exciting new things that are happening. And one of them is the Landmarks Health Steady. So I always say the proof is in the pudding, and where is the proof? So many times there is no clinical studies done on supplements. So how do we know what they say is in there is actually there? So Shaklee went the extra mile to do this Landmark Health Study. And it showed that Shaklee users had healthier biomarkers and healthier blood nutrient levels, 32% lower triglyceride levels, 36% lower levels of C-reactive protein, which is a biomarker for long-term biological stress, which really is a precursor to many diseases, and 13% lower levels of homocysteine, and 32% low or higher HDL, which is your high density, good density cholesterol. So, you know, those are pretty powerful results. And I love to know that there's science behind what I put in my body. These are the variety of different products Shaklee has. So we're kind of in 5 different areas. We've got the meal replacements with the life shakes that Liz talked about, collagen. We've got a sports line, non-toxic household, vegan, gluten-free skincare that's beyond organic certified. And then we have a whole line of supplements. So lots of options. And this is a personal favorite of mine, and it's called the Ready Set Wellness Bundle. So, you know, ready is always the first question that we need to ask ourselves. Are we ready? Are we ready to make a change? Are we ready to have more energy, sleep better, live healthier, feel younger? I'm sure most people will put their hand up for all of those. And set. So one of the ways to get set is to do a short little health quiz. And it's a great way to see how your current supplements stack up to reaching your health goals, because often we're randomly taking things, but we don't really know why, and we're not sure how they may be interacting with other herbs or medications that we may be taking. So it's important to just kind of have a little bit of an insight into where you're at right now with a health assessment, and then we can jump into creating a customized plan for you. So wellness really is in reach with clinically proven products, and Shaklee is a pioneer of wellness. So with the Ready Set Wellness Bundle, what's cool about this is that there's 3 steps and you get a lot of choices. So your first step is picking the type of vitamins and customizing your supplement plan. And Liz talked about how this Vitalizer daily vitamin strip, how we can customize, we can pick the one that is the best fit for us, for our age category and our personal needs. Then we get to pick 2 canisters of the Life Shake protein powder to make smoothies with. There's a non-GMO soy option, and then there is a pea protein option. So they're both organic, and they both have 20 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber. So you're getting a really nice, healthy meal replacement added into, you know, smoothie with fruits or berries. And some people even mix it with water. I prefer berries, bananas, some spinach. So it's a really awesome whole packed meal. And then your third step is to pick your boost. And you get free choice. So you could choose collagen, which is about a $60 value. So that's pretty sweet. Energy tea, or maybe your boost is a healthy cleanse. So there's lots of choices, and it includes a free membership, 25 bonus loyalty points. So when you start with Shaklee, you check off a loyalty shipment box, a monthly order, which you can change or cancel at any time. You're going to get 25 free loyalty points with one of these purchases, which is equivalent to $25 of free Shaklee products that you can redeem, and free shipping. So it's $189, and the value is actually $325. So it's a great way to get started, the best bang for the buck. And it comes in this awesome little box. And when you open it up, it's a pretty cool little surprise, because there actually is a little package in there that looks just like a nice picture of some flowers, but you can actually plant that paper, there's seeds embedded in it, so you can do your part to, do something for the environment and create more flowers. Because hey, let's face it, the bees love flowers and lots of bugs love flowers. So you're making a contribution to the environment with this. You're getting those 25 loyalty points, free shipping. And also, if you choose that you want to share this with other people and earn your products back for free, it's a great way to create an extra income stream. And for an extra $49.95, you could become an ambassador. And then you have the ability to set up your own personal website for 3 months. It's free. We have a mobile app, all kinds of training and support. So basically, it's like having a little business in a box while you get healthier. So it's a win-win, and many choose this option to join as an ambassador, so they have an option to not only feel their best, but to create that extra little bit of supplemental income as well, or maybe replace a full-time income eventually. So I'll stop sharing the slides, and I just want to end with Karen is going to share with us a little bit of her Shaklee story, because she was a Shaklee kid. So she has a lot of years of using the products. And so go ahead, Karen, tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. Hi. Thank you for being here with us tonight. So my name's Karen, and my mom and dad started building a Shaklee business in the 70s. And they were fairly successful, very successful, actually. And at that time, you could earn trips to conferences. And so they earned the trip to the Silver Jubilee. And they took my brother, my sister, myself, and smuggled us into the hotel at the time. And I remember it was very cool. I had a glass elevator. It was the first time I'd stayed in a place with a glass elevator. Anyways, I was the oldest. I'm still the oldest. And the kids program, I was too old for the kids program. So I was taken with mom and dad to the general sessions of the conference. And really, that was where I fell in love with Shaklee, because I got to listen actually to Dr. Shaklee speak and hear his vision for what he wanted to create in the world and the kind of impact that he wanted to have. And then and there, I was hooked. So I just fell in love with everything that Shaklee stood for, what they represented. They cared about the environment. They cared about people. They sent an entire plane load of protein powder to Mother Teresa, to her mission there, because they had allowed a cross section of people to write a wish. And because it was a Silver Jubilee, they were granting these wishes. And this was one of this woman's wishes. She'd written a paper and submitted it and been chosen. So I just fell in love with everything there was to know about Shaklee, and have been a completely loyal Shaklee product user since the 1970s. I took them everywhere with me on my journey as I traveled, and I met my husband. He lived in the UK when I met him, and I would take everything over there and throw it out, all of his stuff, and replace all of his stuff with Shaklee stuff. And anyway, so we came back home together with a couple of kids in tow, and the company I was working for filed for bankruptcy, and we started looking around for an alternative income, and that was how we started to build our Shaklee business. Anyways, it was a perfect fit for me because I loved the company already. I totally trusted in the products. I really believed in the brand, in the value of the brand. And I knew it was an opportunity where you could make money, because I had seen so many people make money out of the business. So I was kind of in, and and we got started. So here we are today, really excited about the future, really excited about Shaklee's vision for the future with the work they're doing with the environment and helping people just create really healthy lives in so many different areas. The way they can earn their income, the way they can have community, and the way they can find options to take care of their wellness. So anyways, that's my story.
Excellent. Thank you, Karen. Wow, that's a long time of using the same supplement, the same brand. And that's one thing I've loved about Shaklee too, is the longevity of not just the company, but of the people using the products. And I've heard it's one of the longest in the industry of people using the products. Like the average lifetime expectancy of people using Shaklee products is very, very long. I think it's like average, I don't know, some people are like 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's not uncommon. So most of us do not have that kind of a loyalty to a brand. So that says a lot about the quality, and it says a lot about the company and about the science and the culture. So thank you for sharing, everybody. And we will end here now because we're already half an hour in. And I want to say that, just get in touch with the person that invited you to take a look at this and to answer any questions that you might have. If you would like to do the free health quiz, it's called the Meology. And it's a quick little link that you just click on, and it takes about 5 minutes to answer some questions about your health and where you're currently at and what your top wellness goals are. So we're passionate about helping you to reach those goals and to thrive in wellness in all areas. So thank you for joining us.